Hi folks, today I'm joining you from my basement, which is actually a bedroom that my daughter sleeps in when she comes to visit. And the lighting's a little bit funky down here, but what I wanted to show you is that down in my basement I have my casket, which is a beautiful whitewash pine. And why am I showing you this? Well, the reason I wanted you to show you my casket is I bought this probably 3 or 4 years ago, built by a local carpenter, Sheldon Dick, who's a very masterful craftsman, after I'd seen the beautiful whitewash pine casket at my friend Ed's funeral when he passed of cancer. And at his funeral, this casket, one just like it, was painted outside by his grandchildren. It was a beautiful celebration of his life. So, you know the price of wood's gone up. So it's been a very good investment. And really, I've got it lit up behind me here and the lid comes up, but I don't leave it like this. I don't let my grandchildren crawl inside of it. I use it as a storage chest. But it's also a prop for me as a practical speaker to motivate you to think about your mortality and to think about your what if. Because as my sister Barbara Eady says, someday is not a day on my calendar. Now we're nearing the end of April, but April is Wills Month. And the article and insight this week is around writing a will with joy. And I wrote this article actually several years ago, but I'm presenting it again because it's April again. And my curiosity is, have you updated your will? Oh, Elaine, we don't have a will. And the reason you don't have a will is because you haven't decided who the guardians of your children should be, or you can't figure out who the executor of your estate would be. But you also, for the living, need a power of attorney. So my question is for you today, what's stopping you and keeping you from doing this very basic piece of helping your family have things organized when you pass? Now, we've all spent the last 2 years navigating the struggles of what I call the great pause. And so my curiosity is, what's keeping you from doing what you know you should do? And please, please don't tell me that you're going to just write something up that you found on the internet, because that is not a good idea. That's a horrible idea. And that was the idea of one of my clients who said, you know, Elaine, yeah, I have a multi-million-dollar ranch, but I just thought I'd make my own will myself. Don't do that. Use a lawyer. And now, because we have Zoom and because we can sign agreements digitally, there's many different ways that you can get this done. So here's the call to action. Call your lawyer as soon as you stop watching this video. Get and find your existing will. It's going to take you 3 visits. 1, to think about what your new reality looks like and what your wishes are. They may have changed. 2, to actually have the appointment and do the first draft. And 3, to have another appointment so that you can figure out whether or not you want to sign said document. Now, if any of you have husbands or wives who are reluctant to do this, guess what? You can make the will by yourself. Go to the lawyer by yourself, because the will is an independent will and testament of what you want. And recently on a podcast, Susie Larson Live, which is one of my favorite podcasts, I heard a widow talking about writing also in his will his life story as part of his testament. So there's lots of things that we can be doing. And this summer I'll be working on planning my funeral, because there's things that I want in place. It doesn't mean I'm going to die just because I make plans. And just because you get a will done and signed does not mean you're going to die. As 20% of the farmers in Ontario said they thought in 1997 when that study was done. So here's the deal. Make your will, get an enduring power of attorney, and make sure that you and your lawyer are clear on what you want. And if you want to go to the next step and make me even happier, is share the intentions of content and intentions of that will with the rest of your family. You can do this. And you know what? Your casket doesn't have to be as big as mine. It could be a wooden pine box that's the size of a dinner plate if you choose to be cremated. But just start thinking about how you want to take care of your affairs and finish well. Let me know. And if you need Sheldon's mailing address or phone number and want to get a beautiful casket built, I'll let that information be yours when you reach out to me. Take care, stay well, and write your will with joy.